So next would be a Q&A session conducted by Dr. Kanit Sangsupan. So may I invite once again Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim to please come on stage, and Dr. Kanit as well. Please give them both a warm welcome.
Thank you very much, Excellency, for the great speech we have. This is the first time we see your view, we see your opinion on ASEAN, and it's a very great one. I believe we are setting the new tones. As I said, you're going to make another history. So the history is here today. Due to the time constraint, we lag behind by 20 minutes. The organizer has requested questions from the repute key business persons from Thailand and Malaysia combined, also some of the press as well. So that I would like to ask Grieng Kai Thienukul, Chairman of Federation of Thai Industry, to give the first questions to the audience, to the Prime Minister Anwar, please. Thank you.
Thank you. His Excellencies, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, allow me to ask you. I kept warning our members of the federations of the Thai industry about the global geopolitical challenges. So I think that they would affect us a lot. How do you think that ASEAN can help mitigate the risks to the business in Thailand and in Malaysia? Thank you.
Well, a short response. If you talk about the problematique, as the French say, the problem, you have Ukraine, Russia, you have now the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, and you have what is called the calamity in post-normal times, massive migration, spontaneous and simultaneous, the problems. Yes. You have this, close to our region, China, Russia, United States, tension, other than Ukraine, Russia. Well, there are problems. But the problem that we are not in the position to help resolve. But as you know, as a businessman, that we can look forward positively and use to our advantage, as long as we remain peaceful and a responsible governance. I mean, after all, Thailand, in a small way, Malaysia, Vietnam has benefited immensely from the so-called tension between China and United States. So I think we should move in that direction. In the field of, for example, digitalization and the new services, there are areas abound that we could finally utilize to our advantage. I would say, I mean, you know, after this, probably what I learned after being in imprisonment for too long, that you always look forward and to the bright things. There are 90 blocks there. You choose the 10 blocks available. And of course, a good businessman is also a good politician in that sense, although in different fields. Please, a businessman shouldn't enter politics too much, it'll be confusing to us. But instead of looking at the 90 blocks, and you can give lectures about the problems and hardships, you can use what is that, Michael Porter wrote about this comparative advantage. But I would say, what is there for us if you choose and find? And that's why I say the collaboration within ASEAN countries is so pivotal, because we are talking about 500 million people. You know, have we harnessed that? No. Have you looked at the possibility of increasing bilateral trade and regional trade, intra-ASEAN and bilateral, Malaysia, Thailand? No. because we assume that the ground is greener elsewhere. And I think that is a mistake. So the courage of business leaders, as also political leaders, is to be prepared to have this meaningful paradigm shift.
Very good. That's very satisfying for all of us. Thank you very much. The second questions will come from Dr. Kiam Bu. She is the chairperson of the Malaysian Thai Chamber of Commerce. The one that she doesn't want to give the speech to the audience, so give it to Dr. Yap. Thank you.
The Honorable Dato'Seri Anuar, our PM, Malaysia PM. Just like what Mr. Yap say, I may be young, so my question can be a little bit young. I have a question that I think when we talk about ASEAN, how will Malaysia or even ASEAN protect ourselves? That we heard about this. I don't know. Is it possible a future thing that a severe economic storm is coming due to partly by the dollarization by major powers? And we have seen that with the Ukraine and the Russian war. And I don't want to talk about politics so much, but because you are also a finance minister, so how do we protect ourselves should the dollarization issue come out? I know with China and Russia, not so much about politics, but how do we gear ourselves should this storm come?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm not so much a financial expert like Tanong, but let me say this. As I alluded to earlier in the last question, you can look at the possibility of calamity and problems. From Bretton Woods, if you look history of financial development, prior, post-Bretton Woods, you realize that it is the ingenuity and capacity of probably the young experts to think outside the box. Okay, you anticipate this. You remember the problem of initial digitalization when there's going to be a calamity. Why? I can't remember exactly. But, you come to 1995 or 96, you'll be 2000. It will be disaster of the whole world. It didn't work because you must trust ingenuity of mankind to work and seek alternative. As I said, India, America, China, they would say it is going to be disastrous for the economy in the region. But it didn't work that way necessarily. You remember the Ukraine-Russia war? And the price and the inflation, and they say that will cause major depression in all, in most countries, or at least. That did not necessarily work that way. Does it affect negatively? Yes. But people are engineers in exploring new areas. Now, see, 20 years ago, nobody can imagine a country without coal or oil. But now, people are talking about green technology in a big way. People are talking about EV. I mean, here more successful. I'm getting major investments from Thailand to Malaysia for electric vehicle. So I would see that. I mean, financial, the dollar today is not as it was 20 years ago. Most countries are having a basket of currencies. The yuan, the mark, the yen, is it strong? Yes, it's strong. Is it a major international financial apparatus? Yes. But is it as strong as it was 50, 20, 10 years ago? No. Which means, given a bit of time, we will be able to. I'm an optimist, and I don't think people can dispute whatever it is, except, for example, a major nuclear war. Then that's beyond us, or a major war like Second World War, the last. Okay, but otherwise, we were able to withstand this and move on. But of course, we need to be reminded. So, a question. it's relevant to make sure that, there's also this humility and caution. I always say sometimes successful politicians, successful businessmen lack humility. And that is the beginning of a disaster. You always be humble in the sense that you have to learn new ideas, you have to learn from the rest, and you have to anticipate the difficulties of the worst case scenario. But it need not necessarily lead you to be that pessimistic.
Thank you very much. It's the political for the mankind so far. The next question I would like to draw down to Thai Malaysia a little bit. We have Kun Wetin Chowatana. Kun Wetin Chowatana, he is the chairman of the Federal Thai Industry, but he is the one who is responsible for the trade between Thai and Malaysia at the border. Could you please address your question at this point?
Mr. Prime Minister, I'm Vice Chairman of the Federation of Thai Industry, not Chairman. Sorry, Chairman is here.
Sorry, that's my mistake.
Mr. Prime Minister, narrow down from ASEAN to Malaysia and Thailand, our border trade is huge and growing. Our SME trade among each other, and we need a seamless logistics, custom procedure. One small issue, Excellency. The road connecting between the new Sadao custom house in Thailand was completed more than 5 years ago. Just less than 1 kilometer. If we could connect it to the current Bukit Kayu Hitam ICQs in Malaysia, it will enhance our border trade. It will be very beneficial. The goods could come on one checkpoint and the passenger could travel on the other checkpoint. So this is not a question, this is just want to address this to Excellency. If you have time to push it, it will be very beneficial to our both country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just a short response on the first, the Bukit Kayu Hitam Sadao, that is done. We have already agreed and that's moving. And also there's a mainland port in Perlis, which would help facilitate the approvals. And that's almost due to be completed by the end of the year. But the Sadao, Bukit Kayu Hitam, that will be done. That has been approved by the Minister of Finance. But what has not been approved is on the East Coast, on the Sungai Golok side, because it's a bit too expensive. And right now we don't have the funds to do it, but I think Ali, we can resolve on this West Coast first. See? Thank you very much.
Thank you. We return into the questions we explore from the media. We have the questions from Mr. Bang Nakarin from Bangkok Biz News. So I think the questions is about the special economic zone that we might be will cover your questions as well.
ขออนุญาตถามเป็นภาษาไทยนะครับ
Please, I will do the translation. Don't worry. Yes.
คือเคยได้ยินเรื่องของความเป็นไปได้ของการก่อตั้งเขตเศรษฐกิจพิเศษร่วมกันนะครับระหว่างไทยกับมาเลเซียก็เลยอยากจะถามท่านนายกรัฐมนตรีมาเลเซียครับว่าความเป็นไปได้เนี่ยอยู่ในขั้นตอนไหนเราก็เมื่อไหร่น่าจะเกิดได้ครับ
The question asks, there is a news that there may be the setup of Thai-Malaysia Special Economic Zone jointly between southern provinces of Thailand and northern state of Malaysia. He asks whether is it going to be or when the timeline would be like. Excellency.
In my discussions with the Thai government led by Prime Minister General Prayut, there's an idea of reviving the triangle, northern states of Malaya, which includes Kedah, Perlis, Penang, even the Sampas, Kelantan, Terengganu, and the north or southern tip of Sumatra, close to this region. So this was initiated as far back as during Prime Minister Chuan Lik Pai. which is moving, but then because of the economic change, problems and issues will be forestalled. One of the ideas, of course, somewhat a free economic zone. Most of us don't think that is a priority, but if you can facilitate the exchanges, connectivity, that should be a priority for now. And then we'll see whether the economic zone idea can be seriously considered. There's another added advantage, Once you do that, then you have positive development, more aggressive in many ways in this region, and it would help also resolve the problem of what is perceived as underdevelopment in the south. There may be, causing some sort of frustrations among some communities there. So it is a good idea, and I think we are committed, as far as Malaysia is concerned, to push forward the agenda in a more aggressive manner. I mean, it's not just a normal sort of a pace, it will not work. So some of the issues that we have agreed upon, including the new infrastructure, that it will be done very speedily.
Thank you very much. It's quite clear now. I think the last question, we run out of time, is the questions we review from many medias, especially in economic media. So we have the representative from Thailand, Kun Amonrat Jarun Smith. So we asked about the relationship, the economic relationship between Thai and Malaysia. What would be the futures? Thank you. Kun Amonrat is here. Please.
กับเรียนท่านนายกรัฐมนตรีอันวานะคะที่ผ่านมาในอดีตเนี่ยเคยมีความพยายามผลักดันที่จะให้เกิดความร่วมมือในการลงทุนโดยตรงนะคะระหว่างไทยแล้วก็มาเลเซียแต่ว่าช่วงหลังเนี่ยเหมือนกับว่าเรื่องเนี้ยถูกละเลยไปไม่ได้มีการถูกหยิบยกขึ้นมาอีกนะคะจากนี้ไปค่ะท่านนายกรัฐมนตรีมาเลเซียท่านมีความมุ่งมั่นจะให้เกิดการลงทุนตรงระหว่างไทยกับมาเลเซียต่อไปหรือเปล่าและก็เมื่อวานเย็นนี้ท่านได้พบกับนายกรัฐมนตรีของไทยท่านมีการหยิบยกเรื่องนี้ขึ้นมาด้วยหรือเปล่าคะขอบพระคุณค่ะ
Thank you. Kun Amonrat asked, in the past, there was attempt between the two governments to promote the quickening the foreign direct investment between Thailand and Malaysia for close economic tie as neighboring countries. She said it was fade out. Now, Your Excellency Prime Minister has the policy and target for FDI between Thailand and Malaysia. And when you meet the Prime Minister of Thailand, did this issue raise up or any solution coming up so far? Thank you.
Well, it was raised, by 2030, going to be $30 billion investments. Am I right, Foreign Minister? Yeah. I'm just checking with Foreign Minister, get his facts right, which he confirmed that. So, but is the pace fast enough? No. We did discuss this. And I would strongly urge and encourage more investments. The recent one on the EV is quite huge. I thank the Thai government also for helping to facilitate this. Enormous potential in many fields, services, digital, and in technology. In energy sector, which we signed. That's quite huge, which has advanced. But as the Prime Minister said yesterday, it's not MOU but MODO. Because sometimes, but from our energy board, he seems to be very committed and they have agreed. So I think they are moving in a fast-track manner. And I've said yesterday to the Thai authorities that we will do fast-track. Everything is in order. No squandering of funds, no stealing, no unnecessary commissions. Then we can have it fast-track. And you can see, hopefully, in the next 6 months, some quick sort of advance or increase in terms of investments into Malaysia and also into Thailand.
Thank you very much. So I would like to end the sessions of questions and answer here. It took us 20 minutes longer than we thought now. So please.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and Dr. Kanit Sangsupan. Please give them a round of applause. May I invite Prime Minister Anwar to please remain on stage for a photo.